how we could play out what would embody what we're trying to get across today. And so this is something also I said every meeting should have that takeaway and that fun thing. This is that fun thing. So I hope you guys enjoy this.
You can't see right when it's stand up. It's kind of funny. Okay, so this is a scenario, right? It's a parent council meeting. Something that any officer or president, leader will be familiar with. It should be going to you. It's good, babe.
It wasn't on y'all. It wasn't on them.
Did you slip this? You the boss. Thank you. Dawn, would you mind shutting the door, love? Okay. This is live TV, right? It ain't perfect, but it is always good. So again, imagine yourself. You're a parent council meeting. You're the chair or the president, and you are trying to share something about what's going on. And we're on. So the piece that Elaine was talking about in our previous meeting was called Pathways. And the Pathways is... I'm sorry. Pathways is what we are really trying to talk about, where you've gone and where you plan to be. And
because parents really need to be engaged in this, really need to listen to what's happening.
what were you saying?
Excuse me. Parents need to be engaged in the meetings and do the activities and everything so that they kind of build on their leadership skills.
Right. That's what we want. That's why when we talk about the pathways, that's what we are trying to do. We're trying to get the parents to reflect on where they are going and where they've been and where they plan to go. So again, in the leadership curriculum, that's what we're talking about in this module.
Excuse me, but I would like to have a little bit of input into what's going on in the meeting today. Excuse me, I'm interrupting your phone call, but I just wanted to say, if parents really get engaged, they will have many opportunities to develop leadership skills.
I agree. You know what? We're gonna wow. I agree with you. We're gonna try to take this to the next level when we get another meeting and talk about the pathways and where we can go. Okay? How about we do that? End of the scene. Oh my gosh. Aren't they fabulous? Alright, they're going to come up and tell you what's going on with their characters. Do you mind? Okay. Well, we said we would make this light and fun. This is our wrap-up, actually. How many of you have been in a position, either as an officer or at a parent council meeting, or even just maybe sometimes at home church, where you got folks doing all kind of things? Somebody on their phone, somebody trying to get their point across. That's pretty realistic, isn't it? And it is difficult to stay focused on your agenda and what you need to do. My best practice for you, my offering for you in ways of development is you got to fight through the distractions. You have an agenda to accomplish, so kind of stopping and looking around and losing your control of the meeting is a no-no. So my takeaway for leadership, and this is what the curriculum can help you do, is to remember to stay focused on what you're teaching, and if there are distractions, find your way to keep the moving going, because nothing, I will say this, nothing discourages people from attending meetings, not just parent council, any meeting, is a lack of progress. If you feel like you've come impressed and you have not made any decisions or you have not made any progress on your agenda, they can send the meeting and high-five you, but I guarantee you they won't want to return. You won't want to return. So the lead, the officer, the president, got to keep control of the meeting, not lose it, not focus on the distractions, but keep going. Now, Elaine and Twyla have some other ways to improve on their character. Okay. Elaine, you can mic. Thank you.
I really wouldn't treat another parent like that. But I mean, that's the sometimes parents, when you really want to be engaged and you really got a lot of work to do, and you have another parent that's over there and they're not providing any assistance or anything else, and mainly a distraction and stuff like that. You do have to learn to just bypass that parent. If the parent wants to sit over there, just leave them alone. I mean, don't waste your time and energy on that parent. Let that parent do their thing right now and still keep the meeting going and try to talk about what is going on and engage those other parents that are listening. That's the main concentration, not to spend your time concentrating on somebody that's just a mere distraction in the meeting.
Last but not least, I'm that parent. One thing that you can do, set your ground rules before the meeting starts, and so make sure that you ask, guys, can we have just 45 minutes of your undivided attention? If you have the space, get the babies in the other room, because I could have been that parent, oh, the baby, I change the baby gotta go to the bathroom, I gotta go to the bathroom, all of that kind of stuff. So if you can have the children in another room, that's great, so that won't be a distraction for somebody that's already unengaged. So make sure you set those ground rules. Can everybody please turn their phones off? We fed the children, now they're going to go in another room, and we want just our ground rules. We want everybody to be respectful. We want everybody to pay attention to the person that's speaking. We want everybody to limit your sidebar conversation. You know, say all of those things ahead of time so that if those rules aren't adhered to, you at least have said that, and so you kind of know what you're dealing with. So if I'm going to answer my phone and say you're going to turn that, you know, in the middle of somebody speaking, you kind of know what you're dealing with. And lastly, I would seem like that parent that you hope never comes back. You, in the back of your mind, hopefully don't let it come out your mouth, but in the back of your mind, oh, I hope she don't never come back. I can't believe she said. So make sure that you're not having that conversation where she can hear it. You don't want to make somebody feel so uncomfortable that they don't come back, because you would think I didn't have anything to offer because I was all into my phone. But guess what? Either during the meeting or after the meeting, somebody could say to me, you know what? Girl, you seem like an expert on your phone, and it is now time to be registering people to vote. Do you think you could be the person, if we got you a tablet or a laptop, that when everybody comes in, could you register them to vote online? Since you know you got that social media thing down, do you think you could do so? That might be my niche. And so instead of pushing me out, find ways to draw me in. Find ways to draw me in. So whatever that person is, that parent, don't just toss them aside, because they really might have something that you need. So we thank you guys so much for engaging us and for allowing us to have part of your day. Thank you.
I want Elaine and Twyla to come on up as we wrap up. You know, the whole spirit of family support is all of us together. That, you know, there isn't a big I. It really takes all of us together. And as our funders and stakeholders are looking at governance and strengthening councils, we say to them often, this has to be with staff and parents working together. So I've been really fortunate to have the leadership. I've learned so much from both Elaine and Twyla, and we hope the curriculum is a useful tool to you. At one time, we only had 1%er, but I am a big advocate. I don't like things sitting on shelves. So this is your gift. This is your memento from me, from us. And on page 12, just one more quickie. Page 12, you see there's all types of people that make a parent council work. All personalities. You have the mouse, the quiet person. We call them the quiet storm. They may not say a lot, but they're taking a lot in. You have the loud mouth, kind of like Twyla so brilliantly demonstrated. The written record, you got people like Angel is writing something all the time. Use all the extremes. Feedback, you got folks that are just on the grumpy side of the track. It doesn't matter how much you try, they're going to find a criticism and then they're going to be negative. That's still a valuable parent council person. So how do you use that? Find ways, as Twyla said, to use their strength of critique and help them be a part of making positive changes. And then, you know, handling failure and so on. All that's in there. Any questions about the curriculum before you leave? What we do not want, and all of my sisters are going to agree with this, we do not want, I want everybody's attention on this. Big sister got to say this. We don't want this curriculum to sit on a shelf or go on a drawer or get smothered up under the toys. We need this to be a live and living resource at your center. If you struggle with it, call any of us. We'll be able to help you with it. But that's the promise we want you to keep. That you use it. You know, work through it. It's easy enough to pick up and use. Now, how many of you, by a show of hands, will commit publicly, everybody look at everybody when they do this, to say, this will not sit in my book bag, it will not sit on my shelf, it will not be at my center tucked under somebody's report or the toys or the books. Will this be used? Raise your hand if you agree to that. That's nice, ain't it? All right. God bless you. If you got questions, come see any of us anytime.